Yeah, so this is where my friend and I ended up. This is her undisclosed location, her mystery spot. She wanted, she was hoping that I wouldn't have hiked here before, but um, this has been one on my list. It just looks interesting. It just sounded interesting because I'm wondering if there might have been a jail here at one point, or maybe a you know a building that might have similar to a jail. So anyhow, my partner is on up ahead. So let's go check this out. So okay, some some really interesting views so far. You must keep pets on your leash and pick up after them. And you can't camp here for some reason. I don't know why. Here's what used to be a map, but so as I walk along, some really neat areas. Some really twisted trees around here, especially this one that you see in the back. That's really interesting how that just leans over. I don't quite know what that is. Maybe a mile marker?
That was a cool house. Something that not everybody would like, you know, very, very different.
Sorry I had to pause for a second. There's a bunch of people walking through and I didn't want to be like, get them in on the video. So now it's just my partner and I. But some really neat things to see around here. I also like how it's quite along here. Let's move on, shall we? Oop. Whenever I go hiking, I usually turn on another app I've got called All Trails, which really comes in really comes in handy when you're hiking, because in that way it tells you the height, the peaks and valleys that you go through. Now see, this trail, as you can see, it breaks off to the left or breaks off to the right. But if you want to follow the exact trail, you have to go this way. So my partner and I are opting for, which way are we going? I guess, okay, it looks like we're going left. Hopefully she makes it underneath this a tree over here, because she's taller than I am. We'll see. Barely makes it, how about that? And of course I make it without any problems. Hey, what's that way over there? So we can zoom in on it. Maybe someone's camping or someone way back there, but we're not heading that direction. We're going. Ooh, here's a neat shot right here. Forward we go. Some days, you know, when I'm out hiking, I just, you know, California has its own blue skies, but it's just something about it out here that it's like a really, you know, deep blue sky. Now there's other ways you could go. As you can see, there's a trail laden off that way, but we're not going that way. We're going this way. Interesting tree. It just looks really cool. You just wonder how old it is, how long it's been there. Like that one. How quiet it is. Now, my All Trails app is suggesting for me to check my route because I've wandered off of their idea of the jail trail route. So all who wanders isn't lost. So we're blazing our own trail, even though there's been people before us that have been on this trail. I'm just gonna zoom in right here. Snap that right there. Just really neat stuff. Now I wonder what that is on up ahead. We'll see when we get there. Oh, that's what it was. Other than the Reedy River, here's something else I just now stumbled across, but my partner up there is trekking through. But look at this branch, or this tree actually. It just looks really, I don't know, it just looks really cool through here. Let's see. All right. Yeah. It really sucks being short. There we go. Ooh. Here's something really neat. Like how that looks. Just all those branches just looks really cool to me. Yeah, this is a lot different than our last hike when her and I went out to Bell Rock and Cathedral Rock. That was a blast, people. That it just the energy out there. Hey, look, civilization, or a form of civilization. Let's see if I can zoom out here. There we go. So yeah. This could be part of the Verde River too, maybe, or maybe or maybe it was like a what's the word I'm looking for, like a splinter off or whatever. But this trail was wide, but then it got kind of narrow all of a sudden. According to All Trails app, we're like off the beaten path, but there's different ways, because I keep getting notifications that we're off the route. But you know, it's like you don't necessarily have to ooh, bamboo, that you don't have to follow the trail to the exact, you know, to stay on the trail. But you know, it's kind of like in life, you know, it's like, you know, most people follow the correct path in life, and then there's others like me who like to blaze their own trail. You know, I mean, granted, I'm on a trail that's been already marked, but I'm not on the exact trail that All Trails has provided. So I'm blazing a trail that others have already been on. Here's something interesting. I don't know, I just found that interesting. And we're back to an open area. I don't know if you can see it from this vantage point. Let me zoom in. That tree growing out of the side of the hill there. I don't know, it just looked really cool. I'll be popping in and out from time to time right now because I want to keep going because this trail, actually let me zoom back out. This trail is like really getting interesting. Like off over here. That looks really cool. What? Why? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's my hiking partner behind all that brush. Okay, so yeah, let me catch up to her. I'll be back with you guys later. So we're still out here. We thought we got lost at one point, but we pulled up the map and all we had to do was to keep traveling in the direction we were headed, and we hooked back up to the trail that we wandered off on. But it's not the actual planned trail that All Trails has, but it's the one that we're following that others have like trekked upon also. Here's something interesting. Let me see if I can flip it around. Let's see. This area looks interesting. I don't know why, it just does. Up the hill. Oh. I'm sorry? Lizard where? Oh, I see him. Oh, he left. No, he's still right there.
He's still hanging out there, just blending in there. He's moving, like, what was that?
You can't see it, but there's a lizard in there somewhere. I could see it, but I can't quite zoom in on him. Little booger's being really sneaky. Let me zoom back out. Onward and upward. Yeah, as you can tell, this is not one of my normal trails. Normally you see me like out in the desert type areas, but this is an interesting trail. Definitely a lot of dry brush around here. This looks really neat. Okay, so apparently I got to backtrack, or we got to backtrack. So we had to cross this pseudo bridge So let me pause here and flip it back around because I have to cross back on it. So here's the pseudo bridge I was referring to. I crossed it once coming to this side, so now I've got to get to that side. All right. Yeah, my partner's making fun of me already. Okay, I'm inching across this bad boy. Oh shit. And he makes it. So, here we go. Honestly, she's saying we have to go that way, but I honestly think we should have gone back that way, but whatever. So, on with the show. So, where she wants to end up, or where we're trying to get to, there's a, you can't see it. When I stop, I'll try to zoom in on it. There's like a building on top of this hill. We're trying to get to it as close as possible. But once I stop, and get a good vantage point, I'll see if I get a decent shot of it. Meanwhile, some really interesting brush around here. Like that one. We passed a couple of places where, like, okay, off over here. Actually, I do believe this looks like a camping ground because way back there and over there. So let me zoom back out. So yeah, and this tree right here, get a picture of it. And this tree coming up. So let me zoom back out. There we go. Hopefully by the end of the day, I'll have this all put together. Cause I've been filming it. I've been filming in increments. Hopefully I'll have it all edited and going today. Seeing some really interesting brush along here. I've been through some interesting brush because it got really thick there at one point, but right now it's kind of open, as you could see. We won't be going that way. So here's the place we're trying to get close to. This is a national monument. It's called Tuzigoot. I think that's how you pronounce it. Monument. So yeah, so we're heading on a trail to see if we could actually get there. So I'll keep you posted on that. Let's check this trail out. Okay, so my friend and I, we stumbled across some really awesome, or something really awesome. So you've got to check this out. Let's see. I'll show you what it looks like from far away. So here's what I was looking at. But in my perspective, it's more like I'm like that close to it. So let's venture forth and see if we get to where we need to be to see it up close. And right back there is basically the on and off switch, you know, so in that way you could like, so in that way the people could like dam it up or whatever, you know, to you know, raise and lower the river. Oops, sorry. So yeah. We zoom back out so you can see what I'm really looking at here. There we go. Look how blue that sky looks. Wow. Now my weather report said it was supposed to be 73 and sunny. Well, it's sunny. It feels about 70-ish. And we're almost getting close to it. Check this shit out. It looks further in video, but I'm closer. So, let's see. Yeah, we'll be like right up on it in like a minute or two. Watch. I'm just gonna be really quiet, real quick, so that way we can take it all in. Here, keep this audio. Yeah. This is something that my dad and I always did. So it's like whenever we come across a body of water, you know, a free flowing water, my father and I always used to use it. And granted, today it isn't easy, but in honor of my father, I can do this without falling in. That right there is some of the cleanest water you'll ever drink. It's great for the Jordan, you know. And it's shit like that. It's just freaking great. So yeah, just look. It's just really awesome. Now see, I don't know if we can see it from here. Let me see if I can zoom in. That Toothy Goot National Monument. Yeah, but in order to get there from where we're at, we would have to cross this. Okay, so here I am. I don't know if you can hear me, but for my next trick, let me see if I can scoot down further. Lordy, that's cold. But you know what? The rocks underneath my feet feel really good. It just, wow. I'm not doing both feet, I'm just doing one foot, but this water feels amazing. Excuse my Barney Rubble feet, but yes. Feels really, really good. Okay, so yeah, I finally went for it, but just as a reminder, this water is freaking cold. But it feels good, but it's freaking cold. Wow, what a hike. That was certainly a blast. Just, wow, it definitely saw a lot on this trail. Thank you for joining me. My partner and I were gonna go grab some lunch. Thank you for watching my video here on Desert Is.